Today I'm sharing my tips and techniques to create bright, cheery, fun cards that will automatically inspire and bring a smile to your friends and family's faces. And you'll find that when you're creating with these projects, you're going to maybe sing a little catchy tune with the Singing in the Rain collection. So join me, we'll have a lot of fun learning these tips and techniques together. To get started with this card, we are going to stamp and color those little boots. These boots come from the Rain Boots and Blossoms stamp and die set. This set is so much fun with all these little fillers, and it has one boot design in it. There is another set that has a different one, so you can see this one has the little dots. I am going to stamp the one with some flowers. That's from a different set that we'll see a little bit later on. So with these rain boots, you can use your creative imagination and really color them some fun, bright, and cheery colors, which is an easy way to create your own design. So these stamped images come with a coordinating die, so you can easily cut them out for great detail. You don't have to scissor cut them. And you do the same thing with each one of the blossom images within the set. Stamp them once, and you can add as many into the little boots. So the little boots are little, you could call them little stocking stuffers, I guess, for flowers. To color this one, I am going to show my favorite techniques to coloring these, some vibrant colors. I'm using Danube Blue Memento ink. And when I color this, this is what I call a power color. So if you're using these rectangle daubers, they're beautiful to get some great shading. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you go ahead and just go circular motion around the outer edges to start with, and then you can kind of fade it in towards the center. So circular motion, just pressing down a little bit harder around the outer edges, and I'm really doing that circular motion so it's soft and smooth so you don't get a streaky look onto these boots, because it is a little bit larger surface when you're using the sponge daubers. Plus, it is a really dark color. So if you're doing this for the first time, you may want to practice on your boots to really get the color that you want. But if you do use a softer color, you'll find that it's a lot easier than a darker color. So you'll just do that circular motion, and that boot is all colored. The other pair is already done. We're going to add some dots into the boot using the Lilac Posies and the Dove blender, so that is pretty quick and easy. Just want to make sure you have enough ink on your pen, and just do kind of a circular motion with this to get the results that you want. So as you can see, you could do little pink pastel boots, you could do bright yellow boots, or think of your favorite rain boots when you were growing up as a kid and really color them according to that. So you'll just continue to finish this, and then we'll add some shaping and get it ready to add to the cards. To shape these flowers and the little rain boots, we are going to use the Deluxe Flower Shaping Kit, and I chose the 8mm and the 3mm tip. So you'll grab your molding mat, and we're going to do the boot first. Anytime you are shaping something that's large like this, you want it to have more of a smooth texture. I use a larger stylus tip, and you can just go in a large circular motion so it's more smooth. And I did not spray these boots so that it keeps a nice smooth texture. So you'll do that to both of them. And then if you want to shape these little guys, you just do that very quickly. These little mums, we call these little cotton mums. Very, very cute. I love these for accents and fillers. So if you can imagine these little boots filled with all sorts of little flowers, little fillers, these are perfect. So this is a bigger flower, so I'll use the large tip, and then we'll revert to the small one for the leaves. So you'll do that for each one of the leaves and flowers, and we're ready to add those to your card. To create the card base, I used a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, and I layered the beautiful paper from the Singing in the Rain paper collection to the background, stamped the sentiment, and this is ready to go. So before we start adding elements to this, the boots, I added just a little cut on the top. So if you lay this down on your little cutting mat and you use your craft knife and just add a little cut right on the top of those boots, that opens it up so you can easily add those little leaves and flowers and whatever you prefer into the center. So to get started, you could just use it like this. This would be a beautiful card on its own if you want something quick and easy. But if you want that extra dimension, this gives you an idea of where to lay this down. So if you want to go ahead and just add a little bit of glue at the base of the boot and a little bit at the very top so we can adhere flowers, stick those little stems down the center. I kind of like to puff it up a little bit, so it looks like that boot has some shape. So we'll do that on the one, and then we're going to go back and just add that to the next boot. You'll do that to both of them, and you can layer those on top. So creating has never been easier by just following the background design, and then you'll just hold that into place a little bit. Once you've done that, you can then go back and stick those little flowers into your card however you want. So if you wanted to add some of these, you could add some leaves. You can I typically just kind of stick it in, and then I'll glue it in after I've added all my leaves and have everything into position. And you could tuck it in and just leave it set a little bit and come back later and say, hey, I love how all of that is positioned. So you also kind of have the background flowers as well. We'll come and tuck this in the front. This is a beautiful, beautiful blossom. That's a very fun filler as well. And then we'll put these little guys on the side. These are really cute, as I said earlier, for those filler accents for a lot of cards that you may be creating. So once you have added those, there's one more accent that I absolutely love, and you may have noticed it, but that is the crystal lacquer. The crystal lacquer really makes this card come to life. There's some on the bottom and then some on the raindrops. We have a raindrop stamp, but fortunately on this one, the raindrops were already in the background. If you haven't used the crystal lacquer before, you can just go, it's kind of like a clear fingernail polish is what it really reminds me of. But just kind of get it started, and you can just spread it along the bottom of the boots. So it kind of looks like it is sitting in a mud puddle. And you know, rain boots are typically very glossy, so you could add it over the entire boot as well if you wanted to. You could add some accents to the little flowers on the top to kind of make them look like they're wet from the rainfall. And then you can have your own watery raindrops. So quick and easy way to add those beautiful accents of rain to your card. There's so many fun, bright and cheery cards you can create with the Singing in the Rain collection. Here's another version with those boots in the background, those florals, and just adding some florals on top and adding glitter to the boots. So many different ways. Here's the one that has the floral pattern on the actual rain boot paired with some other fun florals. So these projects will be featured on our blog with complete instructions. Here are the boots cut out from the paper collection, added the flowers in the background. And within this collection, there's many beautiful papers. I can't wait to show you those, but this was utilizing the background papers, adding the umbrella and those beautiful little florals from the Rain Boots and Blossoms set. So with the Rain Boots and Blossoms set, you get the coordinating die, and then there's another stamp set that has called Raindrop Sentiments. This one has 2 more rain boot styles plus your sentiments and those little rain droplets. So those all coordinate beautifully together. And with these, I just absolutely love how this was the background paper and then using those little florals on top. So this is a stamp and die combination I know I will use over and over. It's a classic favorite. Here's using the window box that we had released earlier and just really doing a fun gardening scene. So use your creativity and have so much fun with those. Here are the flower rain boots. So as you can see, just different color combinations makes it look like you're using a completely different stamp and die set. Another stamp and die set within this collection is the Singing in the Rain. This has the umbrella, the rainbow, and this adorable little girl with wings. She has raindrop hearts, and this one is so fun to color. Now, what I wanted to point out is when you do a card like this, it's simple and easy to do. Just stamp and color these two images, add some glitter, add some of those flourishes. And if you cut apart the panels from within the paper collection, you easily have scenes as a backdrop to fill. So you don't have to be that master artist to try to build the scene. The scene is already partially done for you. Here's one with the window. Isn't this adorable with the little birdie, the little girl? She looks like she's talking to the birdie. You can make so many adorable Cheery scenes. This one is one of your fold-out cards, which is fun to make. We're going to look at it from this side. So you've got the little boots, you've got the little backgrounds and the papers, you've got the crystal lacquer, you've got the beautiful, beautiful accents with the paper. So the paper does a lot. So if you're getting this, I highly recommend getting two so you don't run out. I know I have been totally cutting mine up and using it so many different ways. There's the rainbow and this umbrella. Looks completely different just based on how you color it. This one is completely covered in glitter, so it looks like a glittery umbrella, and it looks like she's having so much fun in the rain. Another stamp set, it's the last one within this collection. It's the Songs of Spring. This one you've got the little girl on the branch. This is absolutely adorable with a little birdie in a branch and birdies with the umbrella. So you can separate the birds from the umbrella or use them together. And some of the adorable little cards that we've made with this. This is just using the oval, adding the birdie and those little cotton mums to the background, and that is using another 6x6 panel. So you can quickly and easily create those beautiful projects. Here's the one with the umbrella and the little birdies. Here's one that I love, 6x6. Looks like she's sitting up in the tree. And another classic way that I've loved how this has come together is if you use the tree from the Sugar Hollow collection, you can add the little girl on the swing and she looks like she's having fun. Add the happy birthday sentiment from the Young at Heart collection. Here's another way to use the umbrella with that. If you love shadow boxes, this is another fun, completely different look on those rain boots, and you've got the little birdies floating up here with the umbrella, which adds a nice accent to it. So before we end this, I wanted to show you the paper collection. The paper collection is absolutely gorgeous. You'll have so much fun creating beautiful scenes that will brighten your friends and your family's day. I'm so excited to have you try these techniques with bright, cheerful colors, and I'd love to see what you create. You can share your projects with me on Facebook, and if you don't have the Singing in the Rain collection yet, make sure to get it ordered today so you can get started creating these beautiful, cheerful cards for your friends and family. Thank you so much for joining me today and for being part of the Heartfelt Creations crafting community. We will see you next time.